Alright guys, really not optimal situation here. So I'm currently outside of Hot Rod Garage because I can't go in Hot Rod Garage. I don't know if you can tell, but I feel fine. I actually feel great, amazing actually, but I caught a positive COVID test. Dad caught a positive COVID test 3 days ago. Lucky was positive the week before that. And so we have just been dealing with a stupid timeline here. And due to protocols, we can't go inside. The Savoy is right there though, and it needs so much work, and it's July 22nd. We have to be to the race by August 13th, and there is so much to do. The car is literally a shell at this point. So what we're gonna do is we need to be out right now because they have to clean this. So we're going to pull the Savoy out, parts out, tools out, and we're going to leave it literally sitting outside of the shop until we can get a trailer and truck here, but they can be in there and cleaning. And we're going to find a shop that Dad and I can go quarantine together and build this thing. And then as soon as we can get back, Lucky's gonna dive in, we're all gonna dive in, and we're gonna make this happen. But I can't accept not making it when I don't even feel sick. Like I can't with any ounce of my being accept not being at that race because we couldn't work for a couple days, and it's killing me. And I know everybody else in there is the same way, and so we're doing everything we can to make this happen. So stuff's coming out and we're going somewhere and we're gonna make it work. All right, here it is, boys. Our poor project, but we're gonna make it. It's gonna happen. What champs.
Glad it was documented.
It did work.
Go up higher with it. If you're stretching the ground, it's going to lead all the way to the scene of the accident. She's the captain now, dog. You're the captain now.
I don't know that I'm equipped.
Alex came, she took all of our jobs. You guys notice what's happening? I used to direct the show, you used to host it. Her dad and her.
Now we're both custodians.
But nice.
I'm sorry, custodial engineer.
Alex Rod Garage now.
Bye, Mark. See you sometime.
Yeah, see you eventually.
Oh, that rear end we're gonna have to strap down.
Yeah, we will.
I just remembered it's not bolted in.
This is where shit goes haywire. People are like, where are the bolts? Where are the turnbuckles? How come we have all the bolts and there's no nuts in any of them? This is where stuff starts to go crazy.
Oh, there's a UPS truck. Hey, I've got stuff on there.
You do?
Yeah.
You want to go get it?
Well, he's right there. So before he leaves.
Why are you telling me?
I can't go there.
That's a good point.
Thanks. Hi, bud.
Huh?
Hi, buddy.
What's up? We're social distancing. Air 5.
We've almost got everything, guys.
How COVID you doing?
How COVID are you?
How COVID are you?
You know what?
It's like being an antibody.
I think what we should do is just put everybody in a group, you know?
We kind of did.
Like smallpox.
We kind of did, and that's why they kicked us out of the building.
And just like that, we lost the shop.
Oh, we got tires.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Got a Hemi and tires.
Poor Savoy just traveling down the road on a chassis. I said, I'm glad we got rolling. Glad we got rollers instead of bolts.
That's what I told Greg. I said, man, I'm glad we put that thing on wheels. Otherwise, it would have been a cluster. So anyway, we're on our way to the new shop, the COVID shop.
Quarantine garage. Okay, we have all arrived. We have the bandsaw and tools here. We got the motor trans and tires there. And we got the Savoy down here.
Poor Savoy.
So the Savoy is in its new home for at least 5 days. We are going to be in quarantine garage here. We've got our engine and transmission. Welcome back, bud. Now that you're a COVID crew, I can shake your hand. We are in our new garage. It's literally like a little bitty shop, but it's better than nothing. So we're gonna call this COVID garage. Thought you guys might want a quick tour of what we're working with for the next few days or week plus.
2 weeks maybe.
We don't know yet.
We don't know. However long it takes, right?
Right. So right here we have our tubing notcher set up. We're waiting on stuff to still arrive because getting out in a very quick rush, lots of stuff got left there, but thankfully somebody else that doesn't have a positive COVID test can go get it. So that's here. And then we've got our something that looks like a bandsaw.
Kind of resembles one, but
It
not really.
does not cut straight. And then over here we do have the jig set up and it's back and square.
We have
And
our laser
Yep.
set up on a camera mount. Look at our awesome metal rack to support our main wheel. It just happened to be perfect.
and so we've got stuff. The struts are going together.
This is my workbench area.
Yeah, this is our
So this is what I get to live out of, welding helmet, and assemble struts and etc.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and then here's our engine and transmission. This is we have tires. That's a good thing because that was going to be an issue. And then we've got our metal supply area here. And
A few parts.
Few
Now we
parts.
have 2 weeks to build a race car out of that.
and we got that.
Okay, so it was going to be difficult for me to come out to somebody's shop that I'm not used to and build a race car from scratch. Well, it was a pretty nice shop and I got pretty used to where the tools were. Now we're here and we're having to bring a few tools with us. The next step is a rest area.
Parking lot party.
Yeah, we'll be in a parking lot building it.
So guys, this is definitely different, but we are set up. We do have our shop here, and we are going to work with what we have. And this actually, looking on the bright side, gets us a couple more days of everybody being able to work on the Savoy, or Dad and I being able to work on the Savoy, because Lucky is now sectioned off from us, but we're in quarantine shop together. So we've at least got 2 people here. Lucky shop is actually like 4 bays down, I think. So if he has something we need, we get to do like
halfway, right?
Yeah, we can like meet him. We can't meet him halfway. He can drop it off halfway. We can pick it up. So our shop was almost set up, but we thought we had 220. It has 220, but there is no 220 plug. So we have an electrician here today as well.
I sure would like a wire nut. I'm sure that's not something you've seen laying around here, is it?
No, but I can look.
Too much wire nut. I wish I'd leave it on.
That's limited resources here. So our main rails are in and they look really good.
Yeah, they do.
So tried to decide which width to go with. We had a set of headers that were already ordered, but they're not gonna work. So it was a debate of, do we widen the frame rails out to where there's a 28-inch gap or 26-inch gap? We ended up with 23.
Yeah, 26 or 28 was going to make the control arm so short
It looks
that I just
goofy.
didn't like them.
Yeah.
It's just not right for a tube chassis. You know, that's getting out to stock width, but
Yeah.
we're just going to either have to build the headers or get some tight tuck headers. That's all there
Yeah.
is to it.
So decided on this, and it's a little bit dark in here. I don't know if you guys can tell right now, but it's actually very dark in here.
I
So-
already hate working in the dark, but this is like real dark.
real dark. So we are choosing what we're going to work on tonight versus tomorrow. So this is something that we can actually kind of see because it's still a little bit light. So going ahead and show your brackets here.
I just got to
working
cut the
on.
brackets. Got to change the notch because of the angle. This is up to you to set. We want a pretty good angle back on the rear, but we want at least a 14-inch spread in here. So I'm putting the fronts right about here, and the brackets that I'm using just weren't right. We managed to come up. They send you 3 or 4 different sizes. We came up with a pair of factory ones that'll work on the back, but on this one I'm having to cobble it up.
Yep. Hey guys, update! So, you saw the chaos that ensued yesterday after we figured out we were going to be starting Quarantine Garage today. But I think everything happens for a reason. I feel pretty good. We have been hustling today. We also got a ton of work done yesterday. On Friday, we were just going to be working on a couple other cars as we waited on Dad's return to the shop on Monday. So by us actually being in a Quarantine Garage, we're going to be about 3 to 4 days ahead of what we would have been. So it's actually working out really well, because by the end of the weekend we should have the chassis pretty much all the way wrapped up, as well as the cage. So it's a pretty big deal. And then Monday, Tuesday, it'll still just be me and Dad. So we're gonna try to have floors in and firewall and all kinds of good stuff. But I'm gonna show you an update, because after we got started yesterday, after we finally got the garage set up, and it's still a work in progress, there's still stuff that has to be dropped off very frequently. Let me show you what we got going here. All right, so yesterday, as we discussed, we got the front struts in their jig and fixtured, and then we also got the main rails in place. So let's start at the front struts.
Okay, so what we did is we made this fixture that could be moved anywhere on the chassis, left, right, front to back, and it supports the strut at 0 camber. So this strut is, this spindle is actually laying flat with the whirl, which puts the tire straight up and down, and it allows us to loosen the nut and tip the strut back, and we can get the caster that we want, which I put 8 degrees in these. So that we got done. We set the track width based on putting the fender on here, and we're able to figure out where we wanted our tire spread, which we have 60 inches hub to hub. That allowed us to put our frame rails in and get the spread we needed for engine, and then from there, we can start connecting the dots, which is what we did. We did the control arms based off of everything that we just put in.
Since then, we have placed the main hoop, determined where we're gonna sit that. This actually has very similar dimensions for a 55 Chevy. And I believe that this main hoop was actually for a 55 Chevy, or at least that's the dimensions they gave them or told them to reference. And so it's a universal kit for that. And then we cut and bent these rear down bars, these right here today, and notched all of those. And then we also did the crossbar back here. We've got these bars down here from that point to that point, welded and notched. So pretty much the back half and main hoop back is pretty much completely done. Dad's just working on some finish weld now and getting that done. And then that part will be wrapped up. From there back, wrapped up. Of course, there's a little bit like on the 4-link that we need to work on. I did make those brackets, those extensions for those 4-link brackets, so we'll have to weld those on. But as far as like cage and chassis, it's pretty good. So struts fixtured, main rails in, front cross member or cross brace in, lower control arms tacked and good to go. So there's lots and lots of thinking and, you know, figuring on all of this stuff. So it's not just like weld it and place it and anything simple. It's actually very complicated. So to get all of this done yesterday was really great, and to get this all done today is also really great. We're making progress. We're doing good. It's July 23rd, just for update purposes. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to it, and that's where we're at. We made a quick welding supplies run midday. The inside down bars are in, the dash bar is also tacked in, and the windshield bar is tacked in. So while I weld all of those up, Dad is working on the forward down bars.
So this is just a piece of stock pipe, but we cut a hole in here and a hole there. It's got to go back, you're on my bracket, and intersect with this dash bar and the down bar.
So this is where it's intersecting here.
And then we're going to come out here at this bracket and bend down and tie it right here. And that will be our front frame supports.
And that's the next 2 hard bars. That's actually the last 2 complicated bars. So the interior down bars, the ones that go from here to here, those were complicated because it's just multiple bends. It's like compound bends. And then this next one also will be fairly complicated, but it's off to a good start.
It's one bend, so it's not too bad there, but the notches.
Yeah.
When you got to notch that bar up there multiple places, you got 3 bars you're intersecting together.
It gets complicated.
It does, because if it's not notched right, the twist isn't going to be right.
Mm-hmm. So get that side and that side. We're working with 1 power outlet for 220 right now. So
and one air hose.
Yeah, so we're having to take turns. So while he's plasming that, I can't be welding. So here we are doing a video.
Remind me again why we're doing this.
It's fun, right?
I'm having my doubts. It's Sunday and we're here working.
It's true.
I do this at home.
That is true. That is true. But we are making progress and the Savoy is moving forward. So I'm gonna go back to welding. So this is what makes this so complicated. See that notch? That's pretty complex. This intersects 2 other bars, so you have to make sure it lines up and meets there. So you have multiple angles. Lots to line up. All right, 1 bar built, or bent, I should say, and in place. Now we are on to the other side.
You know what
Window bar. What?
I should have been a surgeon. Because I do like brain surgery here. My patient didn't die. I mean, you don't have to get too close. But for blind hole,
That's pretty
it's
good.
like pretty darn good. I really should have been a brain surgeon. That's my call.
So I got the window bar welded, the dash bar welded, the uppers welded, down there welded. So while I've been welding, he's been bending and cutting, and now I am helping him with this. Would you look at all of those bars? Looks like a chassis now. Pretty successful day, July 24th. So it's around 10:30 right now at night, but we got a lot done today.
A lot.
Like,
I mean, it's like yesterday we got all that back half done, and then it's like, oh man, we got to do it again, the front half.
yeah.
Guess what? It's pretty much done.
We basically have the chassis and cage complete. There's just a couple bars to add, like the X bars, which we've talked about. We're gonna do those later anyways. The seat bar, which we're gonna do tomorrow, and then finish welding pretty
Couple
much.
down bars
Couple down
from the
bars.
dash.
Yep. But really, we're on to the easy part now.
Yeah. The
Well,
rest of the bars are kind of straight.
Easy
These are
part of the
film.
chassis. Yeah, all of the bending and the really intense notching, that's kind of at ease now.
Yep.
So let me flip it around and show you guys where we're leaving today off. This morning when we came in, only this up to this main hoop was done. And then now, basically all of the driver's compartment is done. We added this bar, that bar, that's 2 bars, 3 bars, 4 bars, 5 bars, 6 bars, and then also got the upper mounting plates for the struts welded into place. So this needs a little bit of finish welding tomorrow, closing these gaps up and then welding the underneath. But for the most part, it's got that in a really good spot to leave for the night. Pretty happy where it's at. What do you think?
I think it's great.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So what do we figure 4 days in the chassis so far?
4 days in the chassis.
That's, for us, that's pretty unheard of.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost a roller again. You know, in just a little bit of time. We got to mount the rack tomorrow and finish welding the lower control arm tabs, but you could pretty much put hubs on it, axles in it, some shocks on the back, and roll it.
It's interesting when you say, like, oh, we did 6 bars today. You
A
could
lot
think,
of days I only get 1 bar.
yeah, you could think that doesn't sound like a lot, but getting it fitted and in place and doing it right and making sure that it's right.
Square, level, I mean,
There's a lot of
like
measurement.
When we do measurements, we'll put a square on here because we know all this stuff square, measure over. We're 1/16 of an inch type square.
Yeah, so that's actually a lot of work. So to get 6 bars today, very complicated bars, and that's an accomplishment. And the struts are in place, so that's also another thing. So anyways, I say we close up quarantine garage for the night and get ready to hit it in the morning.
That's one thing. Good point. It's not really 4 days. It's like 8 days when you figure 2 shifts.